Hi, my name is Delmarshae Walker. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a great day today. I want to have a conversations with my Christians. I did write notes because I know sometimes I can be all over the place. What I want to talk about is what's going on now. Hi, my name is Delmarshae Walker. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is doing great today. I want to have a conversation with my Christians right now. What I want to talk about is Cop27. I do have notes that I'm looking at. This started between November the 6th, which was my birthday, and it's supposed to end on November the 18th. And what it is the meeting that the Pope is giving, and it's called the United Nations Climate Change Conference of the Parties. And they're talking about climate change. They're currently in Egypt now. And what the Pope did, he went up on Mount Sinai. Being a Christian, you understand the importance of Mount Sinai. That is where God actually gave Moses the 10 Commandments. So the Pope went to Mount Sinai and he came out with what he's calling the 10 Universal Commandments. And I will insert a picture. The first picture I'm going to insert is the 10 Commandments that God gave Moses. And then after that, you will see the 10 Commandments that the Pope, well, not commandments, but the Universal Commandments, or whatever you want to call them, that he gave on Mount Sinai. To me, I feel like he's trying to imitate God by doing this. But I'm going to go ahead and insert photos. Like I said, the first one would be the 10 Commandments that God gave, and the second would be the 10 Commandments that he's currently given. Okay, the reason that I wanted to talk about this is because I feel that as Christians, we should realize what's currently going on now. They're trying to, like I said, basically he's trying to imitate God. Anything against God is basically Antichrist. And he's trying to come up with a universal religion. And the premise of this universal religion is climate change. If you look at everything that's going on, in some areas they have too much rain, and in other areas they don't have enough rain, they have droughts. And because of that, they're talking about food shortages and different things like that. So he's coming together almost like a savior. And this is what we need to do, follow these 10 rules to help improve the climate. And we're going to bring people together under this one guideline, almost like one religion, to change everything around in this world so everything can get back on track. That's what he's trying to do. That's how I see it. I put it that way. That's how I see it. I want you to think about, well, if you've seen my videos before, I have always said the situation that we're in is basically man-made. This isn't like nature-made. This isn't something like just happenstance. This is something that's man-made. All these disasters that we're seeing back to back to back to back. I always say that different entities are playing chess, not checkers. Because when you're playing chess, that's a long game. Two people can play chess and be in two different countries. Two people can play chess. One person can move and another person might not make their move until 3 days later. So it's one of those games that it takes patience and it takes time. And that's what's been going on, patience and time. And everything is kind of coming into fruition with what the Bible has said. And then they're kind of moving the pieces, getting everything lined up in the order that they want them to be. When you look at the situation with, like, when we had the virus was man-made. When people started robbing and it became very dangerous, everybody was upset because, you know, people were just running in stores, taking whatever they want, running out, robbing people on the streets, everything just chaos. That was man-made. The situation that we have with the border, that's man-made. When there was a baby formula shortage, that was man-made. Now they're saying, you know, like when we had the issue with I'm sorry, I forgot what you call it, all like the containers with the food and everything like that was offshore and they couldn't get it, you know, in stores. And we had that, you know, everybody was getting upset about that, the shipping freights and all that. That situation was man-made. If you just really stop and think about all the things that may have upset you or upset someone else, all that was man-made. And just think about it like this. I'm going to kind of tell a short story. Just kind of stick with me for a minute. Think about it like this. Just say I came into town, and it's a small town, and this town has no rodents, has no rodents at all. So I'm an exterminator, and I come to town and I say, hey, I'm an exterminator and I can get rid of your rodent problem. Everyone in town, they're happy. They're saying, hey, we don't have a rodent problem. I say, okay, well, I go, you know, check other places, and I go to different businesses, different homes, and basically everyone's telling me the same thing. They don't have a rodent problem. So I said, okay, well, fine. I'm going to go ahead and travel 30 miles down to the next town. So I go about my way. At least they think I go about my way. When everyone's asleep, I open my trunk and let all these rodents out into the town, and I go about my business. Then I come back a couple days later acting like I'm coming back through town to go back home, and I stop and say, well, you know, I'm on my way home and yada, yada, yada. Now everybody got a rodent problem. So now they're happy to see me. I exterminate all the rodents and everything like that. So they're going to look at me happy that I came back in town. They're going to kind of look at me as their savior. You know, I saved the town from this rodent infestation, but it's something I created. But they're not thinking about the problem. They didn't have a problem until I showed up. But then I showed back up, and I'm the person who saved them. That's how I see it. They created, every problem that we had was a man-made problem, even with the climate. I'm going to get on the climate in a minute. So everything is a man-made problem that we need a savior, because once you find yourself in a desperate situation, anything, because all you ever heard people could say ever since the pandemic started, I would be so glad when things get back to normal. I would be so glad when things get back to the way they were. I would be so glad when everything, you know, get back to normal and we can just do the things we used to do before. So when you put a person in a desperate situation, they're so desperate, they're willing to look towards anyone or anything to help them out, to make them feel better, to give them some type of normalcy. And so that's what they're doing. And as far as the weather, like I said, just bear with me because I know I might sound crazy. But during the Vietnam War between 1967 and 1972, there was this thing called Operation Popeye. And the United States government made weather and used it as an instrument of war in that Vietnam War. I'm going to show you a clip so you can kind of see what they're talking about.
As the Vietnam War reached a crossroads, the U.S. Army had important decisions to make if they wanted to tip the scale back to their side. All options were on the table, both conventional and unconventional. And among the most unusual plots was Operation Popeye, launched in an attempt to weaken the Ho Chi Minh Trail, the Viet Cong's most vital mechanism and supply flow tool. To accomplish this, the U.S. would turn the weather into a weapon of war. Operation Popeye utilized cloud seeding technology, a type of weather modification that artificially creates rain or snow. With it, the U.S. military extended at least 5 monsoon seasons, causing detrimental effects to the unknowing Vietnamese citizens and soldiers. The mission spanned 5 years and cost taxpayers over $15 million. Despite multiple hearings in Congress, military officers, and even President Nixon himself denied it existing at all.
Okay, as you can see in that clip, and like I said, this was between 1967 and 1972, that they was able to produce rain. Now think about this. If they're able to produce rain, send things into the cloud to make it start raining, why can't they do that over these places that are dry, that need rain? So, and then also, if you think about it, if they was doing this back in the 60s, the late 60s, early 70s, don't you think they may have improved on that technology? Don't you think they may have, they can start rain, can they stop rain? You know what I'm saying? How much power do they have to truly manipulate weather? So if this situation that we're going through with people not getting enough rain in one area and getting too much rain in another, so the people who's getting too much rain, they can't grow crops because the ground is flooded. The people who's not getting enough rain, they can't grow crops because it's dry. So how far-fetched would it be to say they created this climate issue? Now here come Pope Moses to save the people. He's up on Mount Sinai getting these 10 commandments, or whatever you want to call them, universal laws, to bring people together under this one world religion, saying, hey, I'm your savior. And so that's where my mind goes when I look at this whole situation, because like I said, if you look back at everything that was basically happening to us, it was man-made. And so it's like, it's frustrating to see these people playing God, because that's all I've been saying they're doing ever since with the virus. They're playing God. They want to be God so bad that they're now even trying to control the weather that He created. And so I'm not changing my stance on nothing I'm saying. Even if I'm wrong, I'm still right. Because this right here is not normal. This right here is not natural. And I'm not going to just think all this stuff is just coincidental. All this stuff is contrived. All this stuff is man-made. And like I said, if they're back in the 60s in Vietnam War controlling the weather, you think they stopped there? The government was lying back then, saying, oh, no, we're not doing anything. So you think the government wouldn't lie now? Biden is all about the climate. And it's like a lot of these people, when you think about it, they do not like God. If you think about the majority of the things the Democrats are doing, it's against God. And so if they have an opportunity to allow the devil to use them to deceive people and get everyone to follow along with them, because you already see that the Pope, the Catholic Church, they already done changed the regular 10 commandments. They already done changed it to go along with their belief. You see, they don't care about the preachers, whatever they call, molested the kids, because all they doing is move from one location to the next. They don't bring those people up to charges. They don't fire them. They don't give them away from the kids or anything like that. They allow that to happen. That's not godliness. That's not holy. That's Satan. You know what I'm saying? That's evil when you know this person is going around hurting kids, but you're okay with it because you do nothing about it. And you have the power to do something about it, but you choose not to. You don't choose to say, no, you can't work around kids anymore. You don't say, oh, we're going to go ahead and have you arrested and locked up. They don't do none of that. So they are the opposite of what God represents. So I just wanted to put that out there. And like I said, just kind of think about what I'm saying. I know sometimes I might, well, I don't know. But just think about what I'm saying and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.